On July 18, 1983, a body was found in a banana grove in the Tai Po area of Hong Kong's New Territories. The victim had been strangled. He carried no passport and no identification. The only thing police found in his pockets was a single Malaysian coin. That coin led investigators to Jalil Ibrahim, a 34-year-old internal auditor for Bank Bumiputra. Bank Bumiputra was established in the years following Malaysia's independence. It carried a specific national mandate to build an economic foundation for the country's indigenous and Malay working class. The murder of a state auditor suggests the ledgers he was sent to examine held secrets worth killing for. His death would eventually expose a billion-dollar conspiracy that threatened the stability of the Malaysian financial system. In the early 1980s, Hong Kong was the center of a frenzied real estate boom. Skyscrapers were rising as quickly as property values, and the market was defined by aggressive speculation. Bank Bumiputra entered this market through a loophole. To bypass restrictions on opening a direct branch, they established a subsidiary in the city, Bumiputra Malaysia Finance, or BMF. BMF's most significant client was the Carrian Group. Led by George Tan, the conglomerate appeared to be an unstoppable empire with interests in hotels, insurance, and shipping. Carrian's reputation was built on deals like Gammon House. They purchased the building for 1 billion Hong Kong dollars in January 1980 and announced its resale for 1.6 billion just a few months later. Beneath the headlines, the empire was hollow. Carrian was drowning in debt, staying afloat only because BMF was quietly issuing massive loans without proper collateral or documentation. BMF had effectively tethered the wealth of the Malaysian public to a speculative house of cards in a foreign city. By 1982, the scale of the risk in Hong Kong caused alarm at the bank's headquarters in Kuala Lumpur. They sent Jalil Ibrahim to BMF to audit the books from the inside. Jalil arrived with orders to freeze all unapproved loans to Carrian. This directive made him the primary obstacle for a conglomerate desperate for a fresh infusion of cash. On July 18, 1983, a Malaysian businessman named Mak Foon Than checked into room 609 at the Regent Hotel. Records show Jalil Ibrahim entered that same room shortly after. Forensic evidence later mapped the events of that afternoon. Mak Foon Than was seen purchasing an unusually large suitcase at a shop near the hotel. At 5 p.m., a heavy bag was wheeled out of room 609, lured into a taxi, and eventually moved into a Nissan rental car. Jalil had been strangled with a bathrobe belt from the hotel. When the rental car was returned that night, its tires were caked in mud from the rural area where the body was discarded. Mak Foon Than was convicted of the murder and sentenced to life in prison. However, the trial left the connection between the killer and the larger financial fraud unproven. Jalil's death triggered a chain reaction. The Norden Committee began an inquiry in Malaysia, while the ICAC in Hong Kong launched a massive anti-corruption investigation. The investigation quantified the recklessness. A credit line that began at $5 million had ballooned into an $800 million deficit, all funneled to Carrian without adequate backing. Carrian collapsed under the weight of its own debt. Key executives, including George Tan and Lorraine Esme Osman, were eventually convicted and sent to prison for their roles in the fraud. To save Bank Bumiputra from total failure, the Malaysian government used 2.4 billion ringgit from Petronas, the national oil company, to fund a massive bailout. The resources meant for national development were instead used to absorb the losses generated by corporate fraud in Hong Kong. Declassified CIA intelligence reports from the era noted that while no direct link was found to the Prime Minister, the scandal left a permanent hint of association on the government's reputation. Public suspicion remained that the jailed executives were fall guys, and that a fraud of this magnitude could only occur with the knowledge of higher-level figures. The BMF scandal remains a stark reminder of institutional vulnerability. It demonstrated how national wealth could be systematically drained through the quiet approval of uncollateralized loans and undocumented credit lines. Amidst the billions in losses, the story returns to Jalil Ibrahim. He was an auditor who performed his duty in the face of immense pressure, and his refusal to look the other way eventually forced a hidden conspiracy into the light.